speaker today is going to share about the art with us. And then there are other three distinguished guests. They are past relatives, past brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their beautiful daughter, or Mr. and Mrs. Schmilkers and their beautiful daughter. Welcome. That's all I think our guests. Thank you.
Thank you, BBN. Next, President's time.
Technology.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, long time no see. Yeah, I made a report last week. I went to Vietnam, the South Vietnam, Saigon, now called吴日勤city. Yeah, playing golf, and unfortunately, the second day I got a good pointer. I vomit, I diarrhea for 3 days. Then I went home. I used that surgery. And so far it's the spring day, right? Yeah, I wonder, last morning, did anyone heard the thunder? It's a big thunder, about 2 or 3. And yeah, it's a very good news. At this day we heard the sound of thunder. You know, we just get the calendar from our speaker. We see the March, the 5th, that Saturday, is the third solar term, lunar term. We call the 惊蛰. 惊蛰means the waking of insect. That's an awakening of insects and some hibernated animal. Yeah, when they heard the sound of the thunder at this day, yeah, they wake up. Okay, so if at this day we call 惊蛰, you can hear the sound of thunder. There's an old saying say the 惊蛰闻雷米是泥. That means if you heard the sound of thunder at this day, the price of the rice will just as cheap as dust. It also means that you will have a very good harvest at this year. 你会有大丰收，所以那个米的价钱才会像泥土一样。So it's so good to hear the thunder this morning, right? Okay, so I want to share the point about the spring. Yeah, the first one is from 苏轼. The title 惠崇. 惠崇 is a name of a monk, and he's a very good painter, like our speaker today. So he has a very famous painting called 春江小姐. And Su Shi make a good friend with him and saw the painting. Then he had the inspiration to write this poem to describe that painting. 竹外桃花三两枝，春江水暖鸭先知。蒌蒿满地芦芽短，正是河豚欲上时。这个桃花啊，一定是春天才会开嘛，啊，我们现在看到很多樱花哈，那事实上还有桃花。那这个春天到了，谁知道？春江水暖，到了春天，这个江就融雪了，开始暖和了。那鸭子在里面游嘛，所以鸭子先知道。啊，这我想春江水暖鸭先知，大家已经常常听到。蒌蒿满地芦芽短，蒌蒿是野草，这时候百花盛开嘛，那野草遍地，芦芽就是芦苇的那个短芽也开始长出来。这个时候啊，是河豚欲上时。河豚啊是一种洄游性的鱼啊，它平常是在浅海吃一些那个沙子里面的一些贝类。到了春天呢，它就回流到那个江长江啊，它要去繁殖了。所以就河豚欲随着潮水逆流而上的时候，所以这时候也是河豚最肥的时候，最好吃的时候。哦，不知道各位有没有吃过河豚？哦，听说不小心吃的是冒着生命危险去吃。
Food poisoning.
Yeah, 5 minutes. OK。那另外这一首是，就像昨天晚上，我怎么3点钟会听到春雷？这个就像王安石的春夜会失眠一样啊。金炉香尽漏生残，剪剪清风阵阵寒。春色恼人免不得，花移月影上栏杆。哦，这个应该蛮白话的哦。古人呢，他喜欢焚香啊，烧那个香，所以这个金炉的香尽啊，烧完了，听到漏声就是打根的声音，还听到那个3根啊、5根筋的那种产生。这时候本来前天很热啊，昨天是不是又冷起来了？这时候你这一感到啊，这个春寒料峭啊，剪剪清风阵阵寒啊，所以春天有时候还是会很冷的啊。然后这个春色恼人免不得，其实这是他自己有心事啊，睡不着，所以他就怪罪到这个春色啊，这春色美的让人家免不得睡不着。那看到这个月移花影上栏杆，晚上都睡不着，一直看着月亮的影子，把那个花的影子慢慢的月亮西沉以后，那个影子就上了栏杆。啊，就像我昨天晚上会听到春雷一样。OK，Thank you everyone。
Next, that be our English idioms of the month. Let's welcome Keith.
Well, today's idiom is very short, but I'll probably talk a little bit longer than usual. The idiom is to beat, because there are so many meanings of this little word, B-E-A-T, which means to beat. The first one is to win. The Tigers beat the Lions in the last game in a competition. Or June beat Phyllis to the finish line in a race. Or Jack beat Mary in the competition. To beat somebody means that you won. It also means to hit or to pound on. But to hit means just hit. And to pound on means more than once. The police beat on or beat down or beat in the door. Or the chairman beat on the table to get attention. Just one hit won't do it. Just one punch won't do it. To beat up. Harry beat up James on the playground yesterday. That means that he not only won, but he beat up James. To stir vigorously. What would that be? Beat the eggs before putting them in the batter. So you beat eggs. You beat up, you beat on, you beat in, or to spank. You know what spanking is? I know. It is not lawful to beat a pupil in school. You can chastise or to punish. To force one to learn. Miss Smith beat grammar into my head. What do you think that means?
You always.
They don't just teach you, they just beat it into you until you have to know it. To hesitate while trying to explain. Don't beat around the bush, just spit it out. What do you think that means? Somebody's saying, well, you see, I went into this place and this girl, and you're just beating around the bush because you don't want to say what you are going to have to say, or for some other reason. So you beat around the bush, and you really don't want to say what you're going to have to say. To act differently from others. Paul moves to the beat or the sound of a different drummer. Have you ever heard that? They say, oh, what's the matter with that guy? Oh, he just moves to the sound of a different drummer. He just acts differently from other people, and you just have to accept it. He's moving to the sound of a different drummer in his head. To beat off, we had to beat off the mosquitoes. Walking through the woods, the mosquitoes everywhere, and you're trying to beat them off. Better watch out. The Zikas are coming. To beat wings, the bird beat its wings on the cage. If the wings couldn't beat their wings, they couldn't fly. And they just beat like this. They move their wings instead of their legs, and that's how they get where they're going. I remember I was I think joined a loop at an intersection, and it was raining a little bit, kind of like today. And a scooter ran a red light, and a car hit the scooter and knocked the guy over. And the man in the car got out and grabbed the guy the scooter driver, the young guy, and he had a raincoat on. And the guy grabs because he was going to run away. Oh. He grabs him and starts beating him. And the guy was just desperate to get away. And pretty soon his wife gets out of the car with an umbrella. And I thought, well, now that is very thoughtful to go there and shield the two men that were fighting. Well, one was fighting, the other one was trying to escape. While one is beating up the other guy. But no, she came out with the umbrella and started beating up the young guy, the poor scooter boy. And pretty soon he just slips out of his raincoat and runs away with the husband and the wife carrying the umbrella running after him. And all of a sudden he just disappears somewhere, ran into some apartment or something. And that was the end of that. And I didn't stay around to wait to see what was going to happen because it was raining.
Thank you, Keith. Next, Secretary's time. I will remind everyone here we have a district conference for Rotary International the next weekend for 2 days, 26 and 27. So if you're available, please show up. And next, our speaker introduction. So Mr. Fofo, would you come upstairs and give an introduction?
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I always believe that coming back to the Rotary clubs can give me a very wonderful chance to remember how I used to be while I was here. And this time, today I guess I'm going to give you a very good introduction about a very outstanding, young, and promising artist called Mr.吴日勤. Actually, he has been serving as my art teachers for quite some time. After having getting along with this gentleman, I began to feel that he is highly promising, and at the same time, the philosophy he holds can be of great inspiration to all of us. With this in mind, today I find it very privileged for me to have a chance to briefly introduce this gentleman, detailing some of the information which may be of great interest to you. And perhaps, based on my personal prediction, in the wake of his personal presentation, probably is my prediction that maybe you'll come up with a different perception as to how to perceive your life. Well, as I reminisce, today while I was trying to listen to Keith's short introduction about the idioms, I have to say thank you for Keith's wonderful instruction, because some of the materials right here can be fully employed for my class in my language center, so that I won't be misleading those students. But once again, let me first talk about briefly this gentleman, Mr. Wu Riching. he has been graduated from Changwon High School in Thailand, located in Thailand. And after that, due to his personal interest in the realms of art and painting, and then he got admitted by Taiwan Yishu Dashi. And after the completion of his personal degrees in Taipei, he began to realize that maybe he could start over for different life careers. Namely, he wants to serve as a professional painter. As a result, he considered going to the United States of America, where he just embarked on a nearly 2 years of study in San Francisco. And the school name is called Academies of Art University, located in San Francisco. So after 2 years of study over there, and he told me, Steve, I started to apply for the green cards. I asked him, so how did you make it? He told me, well, I just brought one piece of painting to the immigration office. And after they take a look, right after they take a look at the, the painting, they just say, you got it. You got your green card. I said, holy shit. For some people, maybe it's going to be a very complicated and time-consuming procedures. How come this gentleman could easily get the green card so easily? So this was a big surprise to me. But anyway, that was the fact. So after the completion of his personal degree, and then he went on to serve as a professional painter in San Francisco and New York City. So during the 6 years of his personal life careers in the United States, he began to realize that he has been selling more than 267 species of paintings. But this fact, was not good enough for him to feel totally complacent with his personal performance. As a result, he was trying to look for some better advancement for his personal professional careers in the domains of painting. As a result, he started to apply for the PhD degree in University of East London, where he spent nearly 3 years finishing his personal degrees, namely PhD degree. And after that, he came back to Taiwan. And he hoped to spread his personal philosophical concepts together with his professional disciplines and ideas with the people in Taiwan. So this really greatly astonished me, because I truly believe that in addition to both money and our families, definitely there is one thing we desperately need. That is, we need to have the participation of art. In other words, we need to dissolve art into our daily life in order to make ourselves good enough to profit each piece of our time through each day. So I'm very happy to see that this remarkable young man is so insatiable that he can be a great inspiration to me. In other words, I will continue to learn for the rest of my life. So today I would like to introduce this wonderful young man to all of you, hoping that after his lectures he will come up with some fundamental and basic and even more positive conception about how you are supposed to go through your life with art. Thank you very much, and you have a good day.
Hello everyone. My name is Chin. I'm really pleased to be here to share my story. It's a story about one child, one teenager really liked to paint. Okay. The story began from my childhood. When I was like 10 years old, I liked calligraphy a lot. My father, I think actually he liked calligraphy, but he just sometimes you have your dream that you just send your son to learn. So my first interest whole story begins from Chinese calligraphy. That's my art piece when I around I think 15years old.
15岁就写这么老的，10岁的东西，
Because calligraphy, so I began to understanding some Eastern aesthetics. That's a close-up. And also because the calligraphy philosophy, so I got a check. I decided to keep studying Chinese painting in Haida. My major was in fine art Chinese painting. I used ink and water on Chinese paper, focus on brush stroke to make blurry and the aesthetics image. So that's when I'm in university. That's in my image, the tree is represent my father because my father is like really big for me and is so really support me. So I just paint it really strong and like for me I feel the safety when I see the tree. That's a close-up. So in this moment, I use ink on the rice paper. The media I use water. And this piece is in Inga. They use a lot of ceramic. That's close-up. And about the evening time, there's a studio of Inga. That's one kind of unique art in Taiwan also. And this piece is about sleeping Buddha. The Buddha is like usually we see the Buddha as like a straight, stand up. But this one is sleeping. It's kind of represent unconscious. And then I feel I will keep research about art. So I just flew to America in 1997. I studied Academy of Art University. And that's my first year's art piece. At that moment, I remember the teacher just gave us the subjects called sex. And for me, I'm kind of traditional at that moment. So I'm kind of shocked. How can I use my hand to paint this subject matter? For me, it's a big challenge because after 2 weeks thinking, I just draw the woman's figure and I use the apple to symbolic. Because for me, Asia sexuality represented kind of narrow and really traditional. It's not free, not too many freedom as a Western culture. So that's one piece. The color not shown really well. Sorry about that. Here is the girl's hairs. That's installation.
Turn off is better.
Yeah, please.
It's going to
turn off light. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better.
Then what to?
Yeah.
Maybe, can we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that one is
前面的要关。
前面。
哎，这个也不要，这个不要，这个不要，投射灯不要，投射灯不要，投射灯不要。
又开了。
不是，他还在试，因为他不知道哪个东西是可以
手动的。
对，他那个手动的。
好
，continue。
This painting, the title is Life. It's made by 1998, my second years of master degree. When I walking on the street in San Francisco, I saw the people, they just passing on the street. So I just suddenly inspired me. I just paint different position of human being. Okay. And at that moment, I began to use a lot of different material, not only oil canvas. And this painting is called Imagination. I use kind of like watercolor blurry technique, and I paint some people with like a raining scene. Got it. Much better, I hope. Okay.
Yeah.
And this painting is called Light River. Because in San Francisco, the city life for me is kind of like a river, because the up and down. So I just imagine that it's like a gold river from top of the mountain to the lower bottom of the mountain. That's Rainy Night. 2000, year 2000. That's a passenger or the people waiting for the bus. And for me, it's kind of mystery. It's kind of romantic for me. That's a move. And I also, when you see from San Francisco to Oakland, that's a river. That's a nice thing for me. I use Chinese composition because maybe in all traditional Chinese painting they have row, score, so you can see the painting, the composition is like this way. So viewer can see from this. Viewer can like travel to see the whole. Like your focus can just like moving around. That's called red umbrella. I use the red color to point out the focus and the movement and the light and dark and the bigger shape. It's called lover. Actually, that's the couple they hugging on the street in New York. And this my favorite, and that series called City Light, year 2000. And that's a red line. this red line here. My focus is on the movement, but the whole atmosphere. That's a Golden Gate Bridge, I guess. It's a long time ago for me. So this series is all about, for this one, it's called The Way Home. I want to share the, when you after your daytime job, if you feel lonely and frustrated sometimes, I just want to go home. This painting is about time. I call time river. Like the time is like a river. It's moving. So the figure is kind of moving around. So I use this painting to record the time image. So that's year 2001 to year 2004. In this series, I just painted a nude figure. It's also about movement, and I simplified the color. The nude model dancing in front of me, but I used a whole different position to record. This is called echo, like the voice. It's really hard to use painting to express the voice. This painting called Jealous. The size is about, I think it's about 3 times of that painting. Because I use calligraphy, so I focus on the line, the gesture. And I kind of influenced by American expression, American abstract. So my figures going to loose, like more going to abstract. Yeah. I kind of like to challenge myself, so I just try to forget all I learned before and inspired by just pure abstract. I use just only 3 colors, black, red, and white. I focus on just the color and the shape and the light. It's like, I think only thing I want to share is the rhythm and the powerful color. It can represent anything in your mind. It's like, I hope it's like music. And then I keep research in year 2008. Because when I'm in American people, sometimes they asking me, are you from China? I say, no, I'm from Taiwan. And they just really curious because some Americans, they've never been to China. And because they keep asking that, so made me also curious about China. At that moment, I never been to China before. So I decided to just use, because curiosity lead me to just want to take a look. So I spent 1 year in Beijing. And then at that moment, the concept, I make the painting of the concept, I use paint really tiny thing, make it really huge. This is the normal mouse, but I make it really, really big. Like this big. So that's my studio in Beijing. I paint some motherboard. It's my way to express those things. This painting, like around 6 times of that painting. So I create my reality. So I believe in everything, my destiny is I create. And I'm here because I created. I believe everything is no coincidence for me. So I believe if I want, I have idea, I just want to do my best to make it. That's really small thing, and I make it really huge at that moment. And the writing here say, if you really want it, the whole universe will help you. If you really, really want it. So another series. At that moment, I start to teaching art in university. It's about isolation, and at that period of time, I feel isolated when I came back from America to Taiwan. It's kind of weird feeling for me at that moment. I'm kind of disconnected. Sometimes I try to find a way out. So this is a painting called Way Out. Try to find the exit. So this series about my really deep heart, unconscious. I feel disconnected with the environment. So there's my graduation in Academy of San Francisco Academy of Art University, and at that moment I was also collaborate with Hand Gallery in San Francisco. I have 2 solo shows in the Hand Gallery, downtown San Francisco, and I have 1 solo show in New York, year 2003. That's 38 nearby the Times Square, Mason Gallery. That's Beijing. And then I feel not enough. I just the curiosity just drive me just want to learn more. So I decided to study in London. That's my first year of doctorate. London, UEL. I do the residency when my first years in doctorate, and I got a chance to Germany. That's called ALTO organization. I have 2 weeks. That's my newest. At that moment, I make this piece, installation. I kind of research about Western artists, Cy Twombly. I'm influenced by postmodernism, breaking the image. And second years, I came back to Taiwan. I have shown Tainan, Taichung, 大雅，在那边有一个 solo show. And also I research get high return. And it's have some collage. That's an Angry Bird.
Angry Bird.
Second years, I use also more explanation, painting on the boxes. That's a residency in that's small village nearby Cologne. And I'm researching Russian bird. And that's my first painting. I used rice paper collage on the oil on canvas. That's my studio in London, actually. That's in the university. That's a church in Germany. Sorry, I make it really fast. I worry it's too many images. That's a show in Tainan. My solo show in Tainan Fine Art Center, 泛艺术中心. Also show in Taipei, 看见艺术. Year 2013. The show in Taipei. 保安街，一个生活美学的地方。That's my research. So I start to use calligraphy on the canvas. There's a gold color in original one. It's gold. Use some gold dust on the canvas. 草书 in calligraphy and pen on canvas. And at that moment, I studied, influenced by Wu Guanzhou, Chinese artist. So color for me is really important. I think in one painting, if the color is complete, the art is there. So I really deep into the abstract art and calligraphy. It's about movement, it's about speed. But I also show the Eastern aesthetics. So I want to be a bridge. I want to create some painting is for human being they can appreciate. Because for me, art is kind of language. It's a visual language for me. It's they can break through the boundary between East and West. That's my idea. That's my last show, recent show in Thailand. It's about 绿色隧道 in 台江国家公园。I think that's 2 months ago in Thailand. That's a collector. Some of my collector. There's a news on Germany newspaper. It's talk about tsunami. It's we believe in this century the image is like a tsunami. It's like it's keep coming everywhere. That's one painting on the auction in 地图拍卖公司。One of my collector for my old painting in the auction. So I can share some.
近日，台湾当代艺术家吴日勤在台南文创园区举办绿色隧道奇幻异想个展。台南台江国家公园是这次创作发想的主要元素。隧道有穿越时空的秘境，乘着飞船前往梦想。
可以从这次的绿色隧道所指的这个市场，加上飞船带来的是一个梦想，一个希望。
吴日勤英国东伦敦大学艺术博士，用4个个展特别行动艺术展示呈现。这个飞船代表内心梦想热情的写意，希望的象征。
I do the action part around 5 minutes. That's my first big installation in Taiwan.
吴老师发现，其实他的梦想就在自己的家乡台湾。这片土地除了美景，还有台湾人的热情。台湾是吴老师最温暖、最亲爱的地方。
艺术家就是要来创造一个美丽的场所。日勤自问我是谁？我是一个台湾出生的艺术创造者。我能做的是真实的为台湾这块土地贡献。找寻梦想的途中遇到挫折，
台南的创意
梦想的起承转合。记者张芳琪、陈宣子台南报道。近日，台湾当代艺术家吴日勤在台。
And this is one 3 months ago, something around. I have a show in 天母。Taipei, make a small video. How you can share tribute. I use a paper, but I just put it all together. I break it, put it all together in different ways. So it's kind of recreate the image, recreate my idea. So sometimes breaking is create. there's auction in Taipei. Just I think it's also recently.
2万，现场朋友来再加价的吗？现场朋友来再加价的吗？2万第一次，2万第二次，2万最后一次，谢谢。编号的5056吴日。
Okay. So is any question is E&Q? No, the Q&A time. Okay. And so it's kind of, for me, it's kind of really happy and it's kind of confused because yesterday I just, my new job's on the Taiwanese radio station. So yesterday I use Taiwanese language, Taiyu, but now I use the English. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of overwhelming. Yeah, please.
When are you going to have a solo show in Taichung?
That's a really good question. Actually, I have a solo show in May in Taichung. Yeah, so.
Location? Where?
Okay, good idea. A good question. 原言 I gonna 原言画廊。Does anyone notice?
No, notice us later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I will passing the information.
Okay.
And I have show in Tainan in April. Yeah, so it's different art. Different series of art. Yeah. So, 所以I use some Mandarin. 所以对我来说，这个是艺术，是对我来说是一个寻找自己的过程。然后我现在用很多各种不同的形式去表达我的艺术。然后我在展出的时候，我在做作品的时候，是在找寻我自己。那包括当那叫什么radio 的 hoster， 我觉得这是我可以贡献给这块土地的一种方式，就是把我有关艺术方面的一种学习，然后跟大家分享。所以为什么我很高兴今天可以在这里，然后跟大家分享，因为大家都会讲说，那学艺术的小孩子大家都很担心，然后好像担心说这样子未来会很糟糕。那我今天站在这里，我想要一个 message， 就是说，学艺术的小孩不见得会那么糟糕。谢谢大家，有什么问题？是不是时间
？After meeting， 我们会问你问题。
Thank you. Great speech. 我刚